All right, the time is 4:30. It is time to go. All right, good afternoon, everybody. Coach Luis here, health fitness specialist with Exos at Autodesk. If you're joining me here today, that means it is time for abs and core. What we're going to get into today, guys, is a superset workout. So we're going to be pairing a couple different movements together. We're going to do a few rounds, and then we'll move on to the next pairing. Now, we're not going to repeat pairings outside of those clusters of 3 rounds. So essentially we're going to do 2 movements, 3 rounds, another 2 movements, 3 rounds, finally 2 movements and 3 rounds, nothing being really repeated as we go along. As we work today, you guys, it's going to be intervals of 45 seconds where we're working and 15 seconds for rest and transition. Now, as we go, feel free to take little breaks as needed, strategize and break up these work sets as appropriate. And we're gonna get, let me readjust this. There we go. So as I was saying, feel free to take breaks and rest at any time. Superset workout. I'm gonna get into the exact movements that we're gonna do. We'll get into our own warm-up and then we'll get into the workout itself. So what we're gonna start with here today, we're gonna start on our backs, and this is our first pairing of movements. And we're gonna get into some crunches. So really trying to build kind of that upper part of the core right around the bottom of the rib cage. We're going to lie on our backs, knees bent, feet on the ground. We're going to try and keep those feet glued and then use all those core muscles. Big contraction, just trying to pull as much of our upper back off the ground as we can. Be careful not to compensate heavily by throwing those hands forward or really pulling up with those feet. It's going to be really hard, but we just want to pull our back up, crush something under the low back, and just use all those muscles right at the top, or excuse me, at the bottom of the rib cage. So that's our first movement. After that, we're going to stay on our backs and get into that hollow position, which I know is everybody's favorite, including mine. What we're going to do there, you guys, is use the core to glue our backs to the ground. We're going to reach up overhead. Legs are also going to extend out and away from us nice and straight. And this is going to be a really good exercise for our core, trying to resist any bending forward and back here, just trying to keep our backs glued to the ground. Now that one's a one where we can definitely strategize and break it up a little bit as we go. So that's going to be our first pairing. We're going to go back and forth between those 2 things. 3 rounds. We'll probably have a nice little rest in between being on our backs just constantly. After that, guys, our second pairing, we're going to go into the side plank. So building up our shoulders, obliques, mainly the obliques here. Couple options. You can either have those knees stacked, have a kind of a nice short lever side plank, core is nice and tight, or we can really lengthen those legs out, nice long body. I'm going to leave it up to you guys today. We want to challenge ourselves. Feel free to mix it up as well. We're going to do one side and then the other, back and forth, 3 rounds. That is our second pairing. Our third and final pairing, you guys, we're going to be on our backs once again. A lot of ground-based stuff today. We're going to be doing some flutter kicks with a little something extra. So as you guys may well know, flutter kicks, the legs are out nice and straight. We're just going kind of back and forth here, using that core to keep our backs glued to the ground. Now, as we do that, I want you guys to reach just straight up towards the ceiling, not overhead, just straight up towards the ceiling or sky. That's where we're going to hold those arms and then use the core, generating some movement and resisting at the same time. Now, our final movement itself, or movement interval, we're going to be in a nice static plank. Now, you guys have another choice today. You can be up on those hands, planted at the knees. You can be planted at the feet or down on the elbows, which is probably what I'm going to do. Either way, we want the support to be right under the shoulders. Obviously, the core is tight. The back is nice and flat. And we're just nice and solid, a nice straight line from the shoulders down to our heels, staying static. So that is the extent of our workout here today, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll jump right into our warm-up. Now, as far as equipment goes, we don't really need anything else besides space on the ground, but because it is summer months, it's getting pretty warm out there. Make sure you guys have some water near you, so we can replenish as we work out instead of replenishing a lot at the end. Definitely want to stay hydrated. Even if you're feeling hydrated, we want to stay ahead of that curve. All right, you guys. So warm up today, what we're going to do, we're going to start with a plank. So getting into plank position, finding a good spot where those hands can plant under the shoulders. We're gonna lengthen out those feet. We're in our nice high plank position here. And what we're gonna do is find that pike position. So pushing the hips up towards the ceiling, we're gonna push through the palms, push our head through that gap between the arms, lock out those shoulders overhead, lock out those elbows, and then let's find that plank position one more time. Good job, you guys, good job. Core is tight, we're warming it up here, resisting all types of movement. Let's go up with the hips one more time. Push that head through. And we're gonna find that plank one last time, core is tight. Good job, you guys, nice straight line. Shoulders to heels, we can breast to knee. Good job. Okay, second part of our warm-up, we're gonna come down to our backs. This is where we're gonna be spending a lot of time today, you guys. And we wanna be able to make sure we can secure that low back space, everything from kind of the middle of the back down to our waistline. Make sure we can create zero room between that and the ground. So let's take a nice deep breath. Blow out all that air. Feel the core glue the back to the low back to the ground. I almost said to the low ground. And then let's lift up our legs, bent at the knee. What we're gonna do is just move from the hips here. So one at a time, letting the heel come down, just barely kiss the ground and then come back up. And we're resisting any kind of bend at the spine here. We're using our core to keep that back glued to the ground there. I like to imagine someone trying to pull a towel out from under me in that back region. Don't let them get that towel. Try and breathe as you go. Let's do one more each side. One leg moving at a time. Good. All right, we can relax, lay on our backs. Take a deep breath. All right, you guys, if you don't already have your setup going, go ahead and take a moment to do that. I'm going to take a moment to set up the timer here. Make sure you guys got some water on you as well. Again, we're starting with those crunches in that hollow position. We're going to be doing 3 rounds of just those 2 things. So it's going to get repetitive here in the beginning as well as throughout the workout, but we're going to be working for that usual 18 minutes, flutter kicks and the plank. Last thing we're going to do for 3 rounds. All right, we're going to get started here in 3, 2, 1. All right, now we are on the clock. Okay, so crunches up first. We're on our back, legs are bent. Using that core just to pull our upper back as far up off the ground as we can. And it's okay if you're not getting up too high. Try and create a reference point for a solid rep and then try and hit it every time, even if it means resetting in between reps, like I sometimes do. Good job, you guys. Almost done. And time. All right, so we can hang out on our backs here, guys. We're resting, but it is the hollow position that's coming up. So again, we'll be using the core to glue our backs to the ground. Nothing should come up off that ground. Here we go. So reaching up overhead, legs are extended, nice and straight. Only keep them or bring them as low as you can comfortably handle while still keeping that back glued to the ground. Strong exhales will be key here. This is another one of those things where we can kind of strategize a little bit, see how much we can do, break up these work sets appropriately for our own levels here today. Good job, you guys. Way to keep going. We're not done yet. Taking little breaks is cool, but keep it glued as far as that back goes. And time. All right. There we go. That's 1 round down. It's the crunches up next, you guys. So gonna get burning pretty quick here. All right, we're starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Good job, guys. Good job. I know it's tough. Keep those feet glued to the ground. Just peel up as much of that upper back as we can. Remember, no compensation, or try to avoid it best you can. Don't throw those hands forward or anything like that. Even if we're only barely lifting the head and then maybe near the shoulder blades, that's still okay. We just want to focus on that tissue right at the bottom of our rib cage. All right, guys, time to rest here. Let's get a couple deep breaths in before we have to get into that hollow position. After this, it'll be the end of the second little round of part one. Okay, here we go. Let's get those arms up. Legs extended out nice and straight. Core keeping the back on the ground here. We're just resisting that force. Try and breathe here, you guys. We can't breathe here, we don't own it, so do your best to breathe. Even if that means taking little breaks. Resisting, we got about 10 seconds left, so let's keep it going. And time, there we go. All right, guys, arms and legs are rested. We got one more round of crunches and then hollow, then we're jumping straight into our side planks. Deep breath or two, here we go. 3, 2, 1, crunches. Good job, guys. Big squeeze. You feel that form starting to slip, guys. It's okay to take a little bit of rest. A couple breaths will actually do a lot for our muscle tissue, nervous system, and then we're right back at it, right into the fight. 10 seconds left. Let's keep going. Good job, you guys, and time. There we go. Okay, last time we're going to do this, the hollow iso. We got something similar coming later in the workout, but let's not think about that right now. Hollow position, last time we got to do it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. So arms up, legs go nice and straight. We're just keeping them at an angle where it's tolerable for us. Challenging for the core, but nothing crazy, not going to pull us out of our good form immediately. You guys are like me, you're breaking these little intervals into halves. Rest when you guys feel the need. It's okay. Got about 10 seconds left. Let's keep it going. Good, we're almost done, you guys. Keep it going. And time, there we go. Okay, short rest, side planks up next. Let's start on that right side. So that means it's our right elbow in connection with the ground. All right, we're gonna start here. Remember, options, you can go long or short. 3, 2, 1. Let's get those hips up. Whether you're long or short, guys, we wanna have a nice straight line from the head down to the knees. So if someone were standing here, they'd be able to see the side of my body, see that I'm nice and straight where my knees are at all the way up to the top of my head. Core is really tight. I know we're feeling it right here in the side. Make sure you also have that tension there in the front, kind of creating a big belt of tension here in this side plank. Good work, you guys, good work. About 10 seconds away from being done here. Pushing away from the ground with that shoulder. Good, and time. All right, slowly bring those hips down to rest. Up next, we got the other side. So let's get near our starting position and take a moment. We're gonna get started here in 3, 2, 1. There we go. All right, find that nice plank position here. May take a moment. We wanna feel that here in the side and the oblique, but still have that tension in the front, kind of trying to create that belt a little bit. Pushing away from the ground with that shoulder. Good work, guys. Good work. Nice and stable. Breathing through. We got about 15 seconds left. Again, nice straight line here from my head down to my knees. In line. Breathing and time. There we go. All right, guys, lots of side planks here in this middle section. So we're going right back to that right side. Again, the option is always there to switch it up. I'm gonna go a little bit long this time. Here we go. All right, so same deal here, you guys. I got a nice straight line from my head down to the feet. The core is tight. Definitely a little more challenging. Gotta readjust here with the shoulder. There we go. Good job, you guys. Good job. Great work. Take little rests as needed. We're still working. Good. There we go. Feel that side. We're almost done. And time. All right, let those hips rest. Good job, you guys. Okay, other side, left side here for the second time. All right, we're getting started here in 3, 2, 1. Let's get those hips up. There we go. Good job, you guys. Find that belt of tension. Good. Nice and straight. Nice straight lines here, you guys. Breathe through it. We got 15 seconds left. Oh man, this one is tough. One more round after this. There we go. You guys got it. And time. There we go. All right. Going back onto our right side one last time. 2 more work intervals here on the side plank, then we're moving into our final thing, final little round. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. All right, here you guys. Find that belt of tension. Pushing away from the ground with that elbow. By now, you guys know the drill. It's just a matter of how long can we do it. I know we're feeling tired. For me, it helps to talk it out sometimes. You just go to that happy place, think about what's for dinner, etc. Good time to remind you guys that while on these classes, if you guys enjoy working out to music, I highly recommend. You guys are already muted. And time, there we go. You can rest those hips. There we go. All right, you guys, so switching over to the left side. As I was saying, I highly recommend playing music out loud. I know that always pumps me up and helps me get through workouts. We're gonna start the last side plank here in 3, 2, 1. We're up with those hips. There we go. Yeah, keeping yourself on mute and then blasting whatever music you'd like. Highly recommend as we work out here. All right, guys, strong exhales here. Taking little breaks as needed. Make sure that chest is not rotating towards the ground. We want to open up straight to an adjacent wall. We're almost done. We're getting there. Keep pushing away from that ground. Almost done. There we go. All right. Wow. Shoulders are feeling tired. All right, you guys. So we're on our backs here. Next up is our arms. Arms are going to be up with those flutter kicks, and we're going to flip on over for our plank. We're starting in 3, 2, 1. All right, let's reach up towards the ceiling with the arms first. Then we'll get those legs up, extended, nice and straight. Whole back is on the ground. Core is gluing that low back to the ground. We're going back and forth with these legs. Definitely a tough one. Good job, you guys. Don't have to be crazy kicks. You see my legs aren't really moving that much, but it's just enough to kind of create a little bit of instability at the hips, which is our core is going to have to kind of absorb and resist that motion. Weight of our legs wants to bring our back up off the ground. Don't let it happen. And that is time. Good job, you guys. Nice deep breaths. All right, let's flip on over for our plank. Again, with this one, you guys have an option, either down on the elbows, up on the hands, on the knees, whatever you got going on. Let's get into it. First round here. All right. Good job, you guys. Good job. Whatever kind of plank you're in, sometimes it can help. So maybe widen out the feet a little bit more than you initially had. And that's why, and that's because the wider the base that we have, the easier it will be to support our bodies. We'll feel a lot more balanced. Now, I'm not saying take the feet extremely wide, but shoulder width should work out. Let's keep going. We got a few seconds left. All right, that is time. Good job, you guys. Okay, got to flip back over onto our backs. Short rest period. Here comes round 2. All right, we're going to start here with the arms up in 3, 2, 1. Let's get those arms up. Legs go out. Now we're fluttering a little bit with those legs. Remember, someone is right there trying to tug a towel out from under your low back. Don't let them get it. Even if it takes just a few flutters at a time with some rest peppered in, that is okay. I'd rather have that really high quality for about 5 to 10 seconds versus 5 seconds of good, 15 seconds of eh. Good job, you guys. Good job. I know this is torturous. Keep it going. We got less than 10 seconds to go. Keep those legs going. And time. All right, guys, second plank coming up. We're getting into our final 3 minutes here, you guys. Final 3 minutes. Let's make it all look good. 3, 2, 1. We're getting into that plank. Good job, y'all. Good job. Staring contest with the ground here. Keep bracing. I know you guys got it. Rock hard through that core. Got about 10 seconds left. And time. There we go, you guys. Okay. Second round is done. This is the final round, final part of this workout. We just got to do the leg flutters one more time, plank one more time. Here we go. Last couple minutes. Let's get those arms up, legs up and out. Start to move them. Here we go, you guys. Keep them moving. Big time brace happening through that core. Remember, the focus here is on the quality. Work it all the way up into that moment. You can feel that quality slipping. Taking a quick rest, give our nervous system a quick break, and then we're right back into it. Love the effort. There we go, you guys. Come on. We're almost done. 5 seconds. And time. There we go. Okay, final minute, final 45 seconds is upon us. So let's make it count. We're doing our plank. We're going to get started here with that plank in 3, 2, 1. Let's find our position. Let's hold up as long as we can. Good job, guys. Good job. Final frame here. Let's see what you got. Don't give up on me that easy. Here we go. 15 seconds. I know it burns. I'm burning right here with you. Big time brace. 5 seconds. And time. Whew. There we go. Proud of that work you guys did in that final frame there. I'm going to shut off the timer. And that workout is in the books. All right, you guys. So let's close it out in the only way that we know how, and that's cooling it down a little bit, preparing our bodies for the rest of the evening or the afternoon. Let's come down to our stomachs. We're going to lie all the way down on our front side and just do a little bit of Cobra here in a moment. Placing those hands up around head level, maybe even a little bit higher. What we're going to do is push ourselves up. But before we do that, everything from the waist down is going to stay static. We want those hips to stay connected to the ground in front. So only push yourself up as high as those hips will allow. We want to keep them on the ground here in front. All right, here we go. Push yourself up. Comfortable bend. Look straight. Deep breath into that stomach tissue that we were just working so hard. We can slowly let ourselves down after that. And we're going to push ourselves up one more time. Take a breath on the ground and then push yourself up, keeping those hips connected here in front. Look forward if you can. Let's take a deep breath. And on that exhale, we're lowering. Taking it nice and easy coming down. Take a moment when you guys get back down there just to take a breath, make sure everything felt like it came back into place. Next up, what we're going to do is stand all the way up onto our feet. So let's take a moment to do that. No need to pop up super quick. Taking it nice and easy at the end here. I'm going to angle this up. All right, so now what we're going to do is stretch out some of those muscles specifically that we were working during our side planks. All those muscles here on the side of our body, side of the rib cage. So what we're going to do is we'll plant our feet about shoulder width apart. I'm going to grab onto my left wrist with my right hand. Those arms are going to come up overhead here, biceps near the ears. What I'm going to do is shift all my weight into my left leg, poke my left hip out, and then lean to my right. So I'm pulling on my left hand a little bit, lengthening out everything that's attached to the rib cage. And now it's a couple deep breaths. Staying nice and even. Make sure those hips stay right under the rib cage. You guys don't let them poke out in front or behind. All right, let's come back to the middle. Bring the hands down. We can switch the grip. Left hand grabbing my right wrist now. Arms are going to go up once again. All that weight gets shifted to the right foot. Poke the right hip out to the side. And then we're pulling. Opening up that right side. Couple more breaths. Good, last one here. And then we can bring ourselves back to the middle. Let those arms drop down. Maybe give them a little shake if they were starting to burn up there. I know we were just using them for the plank as well. Good job, everyone. Thank you guys for joining me once again. Coach Luis here. If you guys are looking for a really easy way to schedule classes and join them, I highly recommend the ExoSFit app. If you haven't downloaded it already, it is free on the iOS and Android stores. If you have any questions about it, myself and my team are always available to help you guys out with whatever you need. Thanks once again, guys, for coming. Hope you guys had fun, and I will catch you guys in the next session.